So, I'm gonna at least press this statement because this can give us something. Can we please talk about the poison rather than the gas, do you think, sir? Well, if you like. I mean, to be honest, I'd take poison over gas every time. You'd take poison? What I mean is, poison can only poison you. It doesn't explode, does it? Goodness me, what are you talking about? Set him straight, please, lawyer man. Well, it's certainly true that poison isn't prone to exploding. But I think you'll find poison also can't light or heat up a room. Huh, you're right! I hadn't considered that at all! Why are we talking about this? Young lawyer man. Yes? You have a good head on your shoulders. We could use someone like you as our Really? I wasn't expecting to pick up more business in the middle of a trial, that's for sure. Anyway, the point is, I haven't had the best experience with gas companies in the past. Okay, I thought there would be more there for us, but... This might be something, but I'm most interested in... this. Does that mean that if the victim could be shown to have ingested something else, you'd change your leaning? We'll perform an autopsy. I'm still alive! I'm not saying no. Sure. No, that's the judge still. What's that now? Oh, I was just saying, if the victim did actually eat or drink something else on the night... What's the matter with you? Sorry? I said, if nothing else passed the victim's lips that night, there's no other explanation, is there? Haven't you been listening to me at all? I feel there's an English expression about a pot and a kettle that's appropriate here. Compared to the other jurors who don't even appear to have anything to say about the case at all, it would seem that this elderly gentleman has been listening to the proceedings far more intently. I suppose. The trouble is, he has selective hearing? Exactly. But still, this juror may well be the key to the breakthrough that we so desperately need. Okay, so I think there's something there. I do think the only way we shall overcome this difficult situation is by exposing the way in which Mr. Shamspeare was really poisoned. We have to prove that it happened some other way, and not via Natsume's tea. You're really trying to distract me.
Yep.
Yes, I know. The trouble is, I have absolutely no idea how it happened. And that woman, the fourth juror, her titties, Miss Susato. Mr. Naruto. I wonder if perhaps there's something you might have forgotten. Oh, like her ass? No. It's important to watch everyone involved and pursue... Oh yeah, I love this mechanic! This is my favorite thing. Once again, Soseki-san's fate is entirely in my hands here. I probably owe it to my client to hear any advice my assistant may be able to offer. So perhaps I ought to listen to Susato-san remind me. Then again... Yeah, I'm good. Sorry, Susato, I'm good. I don't think there's any need. It's vital that we start trying to change these jurors' minds as soon as possible. Of course, I'm sure you're right. But if you decide you would like your memory refreshed, you need only ask Mr. Naruto. Okay, so now I think I need to press something. I'll just go through everything. That's right, there's no room for doubt. So I'll point to that Japanese man with the big mustache. It's not even that big. Which means we need to show the man some new evidence to make him change his mind. A bigger mustache! If only we had that kind of mustache.
Wait, did she actually say that?
No. Don't worry, this summation examination has barely started, really. Perhaps there'll be a shift in the situation that shows an existing piece of evidence in a new light. Let's hope so. To start with, though, I need to find some way out of this deadlock. Alright, maybe I'll look over the court record again.
Does it have any showing in his medical record if he ate or drank anything else?
I'm still baffled by this because, like, how do we have evidence that it was Sturchnine?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Nothing's apparent at this point.
Other than kind of the white
He did have the fork. No, wait, no, that was to dig out the coins. It's just, it's weird because, like, the gas shouldn't be the issue because I think, I can't remember how gas leaks occur, at least in this situation. Yeah, I don't think there's anything here that... Hold it! I'll just keep pressing. I'll keep going through. This isn't the time or place to be discussing the price of gas, madam. But really, think of the injustice. Air is a gas, and air is free. Why should Allemande gas cost money? You know, why isn't water free? Or food? Or medicine? Or healthcare?
You know, the basic necessities.
You know, the basic necessities to live! Why isn't everything free, Mr. Naruto? Why? Because that's communism. I feel it makes my blood boil. I can feel myself becoming more ruthless than ever. This isn't the time or the place to be spouting communist propaganda. If I might interject here. Ah, yes, capitalist. It seems my fellow juror takes issue with the price our company charges for gas. But it's precisely because of thieves like this man that the cost goes up. Oh! That unkempt mustache, those hunched shoulders, poisoning tea and stealing gas. Utterly unforgivable. Wait, no, Mr. Natsume hasn't been stealing toots. I'll thank you not to go adding on more crimes. Mr. Natsume hasn't been poisoning tea either. Well, anyway, I've quite made up my mind. It's about made up as the price of gas. They're so fucking wishy-washy. I love it. It's funny. Alright, let's see here. Can we please refrain from all this talk of toots? There's an all-out attack underway here, in case you hadn't noticed, against my company's gas. And I'm supposed to sit here and take it, am I? I don't think so. I'm not that kind of gal. She's really buzzing now, but all I've heard about our wonderful fuel is explosions and poisonings. What about electricity, What about getting electrocuted? What about that? A little explosion here and there is nothing in comparison to a little sparky spark. An explosion could hardly be described as nothing, madam. Nevertheless, the theft of your gas is deplorable. My point exactly. But the gas thieves aren't even the worst of our enemies. We have far more devious reprobates? I don't think I've ever seen that word in writing. To contend with on a daily basis, you know. More devious? Who, madam? Other gas companies, of course. Other toot companies? Not quite what I was expecting. We generate gas and we deliver it to our customers fair and square. Indeed. Nobody is questioning that, madam. Allemande is an exemplary gas company. It's the only gas company that matters. There are other unscrupulous gas companies here in London that don't even have any gas at all. What? But if they don't have any gas, how do they go about selling it to people? You wouldn't think it possible, would you? But they steal our gas, you see, and sell that. You steal your gas? How on earth is such a thing possible? They go and hold it in their lungs until they go to a container and fill it up in they put it in the balloons! It's stupid, but honestly not out of the ordinary for Ace Attorney. Gas companies like ours deliver gas to people's homes via a network of pipes, but these devious reprobates secretly disconnect our pipes and divert our gas into their own rotten pipes. They suck it into their lungs! Then they make a contract with the households supplied by those pipes and take money for the precious gas that's rightfully ours, without us even knowing. They're diverting gas into their own pipes illegally, like a landlord. No? Okay, I thought I was onto something. When we visit customers' houses to collect the money from their meters, we always have to check whether or not one of these devious companies has been up to its tricks.
Oh,
Aha! Oh, I'm getting a blowjob under the table. I hope nobody notices. I hope my face isn't giving anything away. Aha! Aha! Hey, what's going on over there? Achoo! Oh golly, I sneezed and bit my dick off. I mean, I'm terribly sorry. I was just thinking to myself. I really did catch him off guard there. Thinking about what the lady next to you was saying, correct? Well, yes. I just got a little riled up about it recently, you see. Go on. An Alamont gas worker visited my house the other day to investigate the pipe work. We need to ask for your cooperation while we carry out a secret check of your property, sir, the fellow said. So I let him in, and do you know what he said? I'm afraid I have no idea. Please tell us. He proceeded to take one of my lights off the wall. Then he grabbed the exposed mouth of the pipe and started blowing into it. What do you think you're doing, young man? You're giving away company secrets there. Oh, please, everybody knows. But it was very nearly the death of me, I can tell you. What do you mean? I'll explain if you don't mind. As I said before, these unscrupulous other gas companies connect their customers to our pipe network. Yes, but how does blowing into the pipes come into it? Obviously, there's gas in the pipes, and it's a fairly low pressure. By blowing air through the pipe, you can make the pressure drop temporarily. And if you do that, any lights connected to the same pipe will flicker for a moment. Ah, I see. In other words, I'm lost. If upon blowing into the pipe, the lights of an adjacent property that has no contact with your company flicker, you can know that these devious scoundrels...
Mr. Garrison siphon gas.
Oh, shit. If the reason why we have teams of workers going around neighborhoods to investigate which lights flicker... The trouble is, the particular worker who came to my house didn't know the strength of his own breath. He blew down the pipe with all his might, and you can guess what happened, can't you? I don't know how pipes work. You mean... That's right, the lights didn't just flicker, they went out, along with the stove! Gas started pouring into the house. What? Man, that sounds wild. I would have hated to live in this era. Mm-hmm. The gas supply must have been interrupted briefly. That really is the 19th century equivalent of lead paint. Mm-hmm. Like, seriously. Or asbestos, actually. It'd probably be more equivalent to asbestos. Because lead paint technically isn't dangerous, as long as you don't eat it, but it tastes good, and, you know, there's a lot of kids that were around it. And also, you know, they used lead in everything. In the paint, in the gasoline, in the fucking pipes that delivered water to their homes. So, like, everybody from, like, I think it was, like, the 50s that they were set in? 50s to mid-70s. Everybody that lived in that era has severe lead poisoning. The gas supply must have been interrupted briefly because the man blew too hard. So the flames went out. I'm afraid I yelled at the fellow. Are you trying to kill us all? I said. And see, like, in theory, gas isn't bad. Because, like, it's only if a leak happens or if you, like, put an open flame too close. But, like, that's still super dangerous. And, like, comparatively... Oh, it's so fucked up, because, like, comparatively, electricity is so much safer, and it's crazy to me that the gas companies would put out propaganda to stop people from using electricity specifically to save their own stocks, because it proves that capitalism has been corrupt for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Capitalism was always corrupt.
I mean, yes. So by disconnecting a lamp and blowing into the exposed gas pipe, it's possible to extinguish lamps and stoves connected in the same network of pipes, and then when the gas starts flowing again, it just silently seeps into the room.
So that's what's happening with Mr. Natsume.
I'm failing to see where this is going. Mr. Naruhodo, I think perhaps... Yes, this is almost certainly the clue we've been hoping for. Juror number 3. The defense requests that you amend your statement to include that information. Oh, well, I guess so. Well, I do. That's our company's secret method of identifying the robes that... Like I said, madam, it's widely known already. I didn't know it, so... Yes, my lord. Although I'm not really sure what the point of all this is. Okay. So from here... Oh my god!
What?
Could he have been... sucking the gas?
Oh.
I'm-
Could be.
I want to do that, but I'll press this guy as well, because he's the only one that we haven't pressed. I don't think we'll have anything here, but it's related to poison, so you never know. That's right. It's happened a tiny few times now. This is most troubling indeed. It's always days like this one when I don't get any wages. I get in at tea time, see, and I see her doing it. My wife. She gets that devilish look on her face. She slips some white powder into my cup. You don't think it's sugar? I was brought up proper, I was. If someone gives you a cuppa, you drink it. I don't know which joke to go with here. It's like, I love the taste of almonds, or she's not actually poisoning him and only puts sugar in his tea when he's having a bad day. Mm-hmm. Because we know what his wife... Well, we don't know what his wife's like, because it's only what we've heard about her, but we know that they don't have the greatest relationship from the last game. It was god-awful, believe you me. Salty as hell. Oh, it's salt? Ew. Is there any drink that tastes better with salt in it? I can't think it would. Then I think perhaps...
I'm sure there's some alcoholic beverage that tastes better with salt.
I guess that's fair. Yeah, margaritas and such.
But any...
Yeah, because salt...
hydrates you? No.
Yeah, because salt specifically, it absorbs liquid. It absorbs water. So... You'd just be tasting the salt, is the thing. Yeah, so, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, alcohol pairs well with salt, now that I think about it. Mm-hmm. So she doesn't even care enough to poison me properly, eh? Unbelievable. Juror number 5, let's move on. You can talk about how much you want your wife to poison you in next session. What if...
Objection.
I'd say pit them together.
Yeah. Those two statements clearly contradict each other. Good gracious. To whose statements do you refer, counsel? Juror number 6, did you hear what juror number 3 just said?
I'm hard of hearing. I heard him mumbling about something or other.
There is another explanation here, I believe. Something besides Mr. Natsume's tea did, in fact, in a matter of speaking, pass the victim's lips on the night in question.
What? What explanation?
I wonder, did the police check the mouth of the gas pipe feeding the wall light at the scene to see if there were any traces of poison there? That's stupid, of course you're not. The mouth of a gas pipe. You're saying he French... Oh, God be French. He French kissed a gas pipe. Scotland Yard have enough to do without exploring such irrelevance would work better here in this situation.
What a piece of work, Isaban!
What are you trying to say, Mr. Shamspeare?
But humble, miserable pile of secrets. What speakest thou? Prithee, is it not strange and strange? That is what I say to thee, sir.
I thought I'd been quite clear, but let me put it another way. The searchline could have been on the mouth of the gas pipe that feeds in the wall lamp in your room. And that is how the poison came to enter your body.
Good lord!
Oh, they're tasty then, gas pipes, is that what he's saying?
Or is the gentleman suggesting that the poor man was so desperately hungry he tried to fill his...
I have a dreadful thought right now. What if, and this is not very good, what if Mr. Garadeb put the poison on the pipe because he knew about this technique that the gas companies were doing, and what you suggested might be right. He's been working with one of these other gas companies that are stealing gas, and he knows that. So he put poison on the gas to prevent them from doing that. No, actually,
maybe,
no. I actually...
Maybe he thinks that what's-his-face is stealing the gas. That he in turn has to come and pay for, so he poisoned the gas except poison to stop him.
Sorry, I think we might be a couple steps ahead or on the wrong track, because why then would the victim have even done that? To test the lights across the street? Like, he would have no reason to do that.
Is the gentleman suggesting that the poor man was so desperately hungry he tried to fill his belly with gas? Perhaps no actress would perform a kiss scene with him, For shame, madam! Speaking thy fancy! I assure you, I'm not such a buffoon that I have to kiss pipes!
Nah! This is no summation examination. This is a farce! How did I know he was gonna say that? The prosecution will not stand for any more of my learned Nipponese friend's conjecture. I need to get a new glass now, fucking bitch. To begin with, the lamp in the victim's room is high as a kite. In order to have placed his lips to the pipe that feeds it, he would have to be a contortionist. These are empty assertions. God damn it!
Except he can put the chair there, put his hands up, step on it.
Yeah, hold on. Let me look at that picture. I don't know. We'd have to take another look at the room, because I don't know what lamp specifically we're talking about. But yeah, that box there. Because that would explain the handprints that we found.
That's what I was talking about.
These are empty assertions. There's no possible proof that the man did as you say. It's true. I have no proof that Mr. Shamspeare put his lips to the pipe. However, I can say with some certainty that on multiple occasions, Mr. Shamspeare has been doing something in front of the lamp on this wall. Something indeed! While role-playing as Romeo and Juliet. Oh, you know what that means, Kristen?
What?
Since Mr. Natsume was Juliet, that means he was role-playing getting pegged. I have evidence to prove it. You just said you didn't have evidence. Well, I lied. I do have evidence. It's a good thing that Sholmes gave us this picture and not the other one. It's kind of weird that he only gave us one picture.
Take that!
What the? These are... Wait, what are they called? Yes, skin prints that were found at the scene.
Good lord! Skin? I've never heard of such things. The Justice Ministry is currently assessing whether or not to permit fingerprints as evidence in court, however. My lord, this is an exciting new forensic technique developed by the great detective Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Again.
Shit, this kind of leads into the next case, or not the next case, but the fifth case again. Like,
proving that.
because like after this case, then Van Zeeks went to the law or the government and was like, hey, this guy is trying to use his own forensics evidence, and we can't allow that. And that's why in the fifth case in the last game, you can't use any of the stuff that Sholmes finds as evidence in the case, because it's not permittable. So really, yeah, what I'm saying is, this case should have been in the first game! It all leads back to that! It reveals all the places that Mr. Shamspear touched in his room! I've never seen anything like it. I mean, that's black magic in it. I'm not gonna say anything.
Well, if anyone could invent something like this, it's the great Sholmes fellow, that's for sure.
I agree. This month's edition of Engineering Thumbs was quite fascinating. We found skin prints in many places that you would expect. On the table, on the costumes, on his penis. However, Mr. Shamspear also appears to have been touching some very unexpected places in his room. For example, here, around the hanging picture there, indeed, multiple handprints appear to be visible. Well, I wonder, could he have been appreciating the artwork, perhaps? At first, my colleagues and I thought the same thing. However, we realized quickly that that's fucking stupid. Imagine standing where your hands where those prints are, and you would find yourself directly in front of... Ah! Oh, don't believe it. The gas lamp. Oh, careful there. Take a sip of your drink. It's overflowed a little. Though the reason why isn't immediately obvious, it's clear that Mr. Shamspear has regularly been standing with his hands to the wall in front of that lamp. Right, what have you been up to, you nut? Let me think of the best lie I can think of. I'd ask the court to recall juror number 4's earlier statement. Me? What did I say? You said that blowing into a gas pipe would make the lights in the entire building flicker. Ooh. Oh, shit. Hold on. If that's the case, then, like, Shamspear's playing some 4D chess right now. Mm-hmm. He specifically blew into it to make Garadeb think that he
had gone to sleep.
Maybe. I don't get it, is the thing. It's like, what does this mean? Me now? I'm an all-star! When the gas worker who visited his home blew with too much force into the pipe, it caused all the lights in the gas stove to go out. Oh, that's it! Obviously, that incident was an accident. However, the simple fact is, he did it on purpose. If Mr. Shamspear were to have blown hard into the gas pipe here in his room, he could have extinguished every other light and gas stove in the building at will. Crikey! Are you suggesting that the man purposefully caused the gas to... He was trying to fucking kill Natsume! That's how it all connects. Whilst I acknowledge that the prosecution is...
He wants that room.
Yeah, he wants that room. He thinks something is in there. Yeah. Even though this is the second time I've talked, I acknowledge that the prosecution is required to remain silent during a summation examination. I must toast my learned friend's utter disregard for the letter of the law.
What is the meaning of this, Lord Van Geeks?
The curious photograph, or whatever it is, presented by the defense, the so-called skin prints, clearly, that cannot be accepted as any form of usable evidence in this case. But it's an exciting new forensic technique, developed by a great detective. It's nothing like this. See? I crashed it. Anyway, a mere toy developed by an amateur sleuth with too much time on his hands.
Hey, excuse me.
Mr. Sholmes does not have nearly enough time on his hands. I bet you he's rushing here to get to the court right now. Meanwhile,
I'm already here.
Flash cut to Sholmes dead asleep. Oh, I'm so glad I have nothing to do today. Me.
Achoo!
Yeah, achoo.
Certainly even research of this nature by the esteemed Mr. Soames cannot be recognized by the court as formal evidence.
But... Please, my lord, if I may... Mr. Sato. It was not the defense's intention to submit the skin prints as formal evidence. We merely wish to present the results of the great detective's investigation of the scene, as a tool by which to explain a possibility to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Meh.
And, if the trial were to come to an end now, we should never learn the truth behind these mysterious prints that everyone has seen now. I don't believe we can allow that to happen, and I'm sure the jurors would agree.
I wonder what goes well with margaritas.
I should ask this man's wife.
I'm about to invent a margarita. It's Margaritaville all over again.
It's like fucking Dom flashbacks.
Oh God. Margaritaville back in 69? That's 1869, mind you.
Oh wait, no, it's 1804. 1760. God, you can't. You think about that? You think about the fact that the people in this era would have been around for the American Revolution. I don't know. It just feels like there's so much bigger of a gap between the 1700s and the 1800s than 1800s and so on. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just my warped perception of technology advancing, specifically of the age group that we were born into. But I feel like technology just... And this blows my mind every time I think about it, too, is that technology advanced so much slower before, you know... It's basically like its advancement skyrocketed. Literally, they've made an example. Like, I think there is a person that lived that was old enough to see the first flight of the Orville brothers and was also still alive at the time of the moon landing, which some people say blows their mind. But for me, it's like, well, it's just, like, logically. It's the other way around that I can't believe that, like, for so long... people didn't have the means or the technology to, you know, invent things like, you know, the engine. And, like, basically since that, everything exploded. Whether these strange handprints are a significant clue or not, it's down to us to decide. Juror number 3, please stop.
He's friendship.
It looks like Mr. Frog. Oh yes, I do declare the great detective's investigation results sound absolutely fascinating, and I want to hear what that shady actor fellow has to say about those shady hand jobs. Prince. Fuck. Alright, well, it's a little bit more in our favor, but we're not quite there yet. What's the matter with you two? That was foolhardy.
Well, I did say it, didn't I? And I don't like to break a promise.
No, wait, you heard his lordship. Yeah, fucking...
Good lordship can go kiss my ass.
Oh, well done, Mr. Naruto. If just one more juror changes his or her mind, Mr. Natsume's trial will have to continue. Thank you, Mr. Sato, but I couldn't have done it without you. Oh no, it was you who identified the clue after all. This is very much your success. Why, Mr. Shamspear? You seem to be losing your composure. I should have said that out loud. That would have been really cool. Just one more juror, Mr. Naruto. You can do it.